Here are the 10 greatest welterweights ever. 10. Thomas Hearns, 61, 5-1, 48 KOs. This one might be the most controversial pick, but Thomas Hearns was a rangy, hard-hitting boxer who might have been the hardest 147-pound puncher ever. Moreover, he was an excellent boxer who was adept at keeping his opponents at the end of his sharp jab and destructive right. He also fought during one of the best eras of boxing for fighters in and around welterweight, and held his own doing so. Had he come along during a different era, Hearns might have been appreciated more. 9. Barney Ross, 72, 4-3, 22 KOs. Barney Ross was a cerebral boxer with almost unparalleled stamina. He, Tony Canzoneri, and Jimmy McLarnin were to the 1930s what Ray Leonard, Thomas Hearns, and Roberto Duran were to the 1980s, and Ross proved to be the best of the three. Ross fought during a great welterweight era and held the title twice in a 4-year span. 8. Emil Griffith, 85, 24-2, 23 KOs. Emil Griffith was a fast-handed fighter who had decent power to go along with an ability to fight through adversity. He was an exciting boxer, and most historians believe he was probably even better than he showed in the ring after defeating Benny Parrott in 1962. Griffith knocked Parrott out in round 12 of a brutal battle that tragically led to Parrott slipping into a coma and dying. 7. Jose Napoles, 81-7, 54 KOs. Jose Napoles was a good boxer who fought with a smooth style and great determination. He had excellent footwork and was a precise puncher with great timing. For a contemporary comparison, Napoles was similar to Juan Manuel Marquez in that he was an impressive combination puncher, but he probably employed better defense than the Mexican great and threw more punches too. 6. Floyd Mayweather, 50-0, 26 KOs. There are two things that happen when a great fighter retires. Some people overrate him, and others do the opposite. Perhaps this is a case of the latter, but a close look at Mayweather's welterweight career reveals that his two best wins at 147 were against two fighters who were past their primes, Shane Mosley and Manny Pacquiao. It's not Mayweather's fault the era in which he competed lacked the kind of competition he needed to set himself apart more, but it is on him how little he fought during it, especially relative to fighters of other eras. Mayweather just didn't test himself enough during his prime years. He stayed out of the ring for almost 2 years after defeating Ricky Hatton in 2007, and then just fought once per year from 2009 to 12. 5. Kid Gavilan, 108, 30-5, 28 KOs. Gavilan was a whirlwind of activity. He was a tremendously exciting fighter to watch and was one of the more aggressive great welterweight champions in history. While he didn't possess outstanding power, he threw his punches in volume as if he did anyway, similar to the way Timothy Bradley does today. But as good as Bradley is, Gavilan was so much better. He was fast, vicious, and confident enough to face a prime version of Ray Robinson twice and give him all he could handle. He also defeated notable great Carmen Basilio in 1954. 4. Barbados Joe Walcott, 95, 25-24, 61 KOs. Obviously, it's difficult to rank fighters from over 100 years ago. Times have changed much in the sweet science since then. There are limited to no films available of such men. It's here boxing historians take the word from those who came before them. Judging by most accounts, Joe Walcott, Barbados to distinguish him from heavyweight champion Jersey Joe Walcott, was one of the hardest punchers in boxing history and one of the best fighters ever produced. Walcott ranked number 4 in the International Boxing Research Organization's member poll in 2005. Moreover, according to the Fight City's Michael Carbert, both historians Nat Fleischer, 1887 to 1972, and Charlie Rose, 1886 to 1974, both rated Walcott as the best welterweight they had ever seen. 3. Ray Leonard, 36, 3-1, 25 KOs. Ray Leonard could do everything. He could box, he could brawl, he could fight on the inside, he could make his opponents miss. Taking the nickname of his idol Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard lived up to the billing. The relative limited number of fights he participated in due to multiple retirements is outweighed by the outstanding competition he faced and defeated during his career. Leonard was part of one of the best 4-man round robins in boxing history, featuring Leonard, Roberto Duran, Thomas Hearns, and Marvin Hagler, a middleweight, and proved to be the superior competitor. 2. Henry Armstrong. He attained 151 wins, 21 losses, and 9 draws in 181 fights. Henry Armstrong is regarded by most boxing historians as not only one of the top welterweights ever, but also one of the best overall boxers ever to fight in any weight class. He was outrageously strong, aggressive, and active as a fighter, and he holds the welterweight division record for most title defenses, 19. Amazingly enough, Armstrong accomplished all those defenses in just 2 years of work. Armstrong was a rapid-firing buzzsaw in the ring, and most everyone he fought while he was at his best was simply the wood. 1. Ray Robinson, 173, 19-6, 108 KOs. Sugar. Ray Robinson is the standard-bearer for all great fighters, even in a boxing world that so desperately wants to take Muhammad Ali for his word about being the greatest. Most, if not all, legitimate boxing historians consider Robinson the greatest fighter who has ever lived. One notable exception is Springs Toledo, author of Gods of War, who, within the book, places Robinson in number 2 behind Harry Greb. Robinson's best weight was 147 pounds. Robinson began his career at age 19 and was 128-1-2, with 84 knockouts just 11 years later, the vast majority of which was fought at 147 pounds and below. From 1943 to 51, Robinson enjoyed a 91-fight unbeaten streak. He was a fast-handed boxer with absurd technical skill and knockout power in both hands.